Hello and welcome back to Busy Pro Fast Wellness. This is the podcast for people who don't have time for wellness, but they know they need it. I'm Alan Welsh, and in just a few minutes, we'll reset, recharge, and we'll reframe how we think about energy, movement, and mindset. And we'll do this fast. And today we're investigating one of the most powerful yet overlooked wellness skills. And this is self-awareness. Let's begin with a quote that really sets the tone for this. And it's from Vishen Lakhiani in his book, Zero Bullshit Meditation, which I read a couple of years ago, so I had to refresh myself slightly on this. But in the book, he says, the first step in transformation is not meditation, it's awareness. Meditation is the tool, awareness is the door. And that hit me really hard when I read it, because how often do we just react to life without noticing that we're reacting? Now, if you've listened to recent episodes, you'll know that I've been talking a lot about what I call the two minds. One of these minds is your doing mind, and this is busy, instinctive, fast, and habitual. The other is your watching mind, and this is the mind that can pause, reflect, and choose differently. Now, this second mind is really the key to self-awareness. It's the part of you that notices when you're rushing through your day, ignoring your own needs, or you're falling into those old patterns. And this mind, it sort of says, hold it, hang on a second, let's try something else. So the key really, or the key question is, how do we strengthen that reflective part of the brain? And as is often the case, I like to start with something physical. And in this first exercise, which I'm calling the awareness reset stretch, it takes about 2 minutes to do this. And you can do this anywhere. You can do this at your desk, or you can do this while you're waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning. I am putting this into my morning routine because I find that this is a great addition to the sort of few exercises that I do every morning for a few minutes. So you stand up tall, as we often do. You keep your feet width apart, and you inhale, but you stretch both arms up towards the sky as you inhale. And then you exhale, but you lower your arms, and at the same time, you do a gentle spinal twist, turning to the left as you exhale. And then you inhale back to the center, and at the same time you stretch both arms up towards the sky again. And then you exhale, and you obviously go to the right this time as you exhale, and bring your arms down towards the floor as you exhale and twist to the right. And you rinse and repeat on both sides. Let's try that together now. Inhale, both arms towards the sky. Exhale, lower arms, body to left. Inhale, center, up towards the sky. Exhale, lower arms, twist body to the right. Inhale, sky. Exhale, left. Inhale, sky. Exhale, right. Inhale up. Exhale, left down. Inhale up. Actually, I write down. I think we get the idea of this now. We rinse and repeat this several times. We don't have to do it for 2 minutes. A 1 minute would be enough. But the key part of this really is, as you are twisting, you don't just move mechanically. What you're doing is you're noticing what you feel. You're really concentrating. Are your shoulders tense? Are you holding your breath? Are you resisting the pause? Each time you do this, you could get into a position where you've got your arms up towards the sky and you're trying to notice what's going on in your body when you have that pause. And this stretch is not just to help the body. This is also to help your observing mind as you're doing this. And it brings you out of that autopilot and back into your body. You can feel when something is off and you just need to adjust it so that you feel relaxed and in control and you're focused on everything that's going on. Probably not the best time to be listening to music. You really want to be concentrating on every aspect of your body, which is also a very great approach when you're doing any exercise. Of course, if you want to get into the enjoyment side of it, always add some music or listen to something. It's really always exercising your body anyway. But just for the purposes of this particular self-awareness exercise, I just feel that it's best to do this without any outside stimulus such as music or listening to the news, etc. So let's be honest, self-awareness isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it shows us things we'd rather not face. Our stress responses, our habits, our inner critic. But this discomfort is a signal. It's not a stop sign. And Mark Manson says in his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, self-awareness is like a big mirror. And sometimes the mirror shows us things you don't like. But ignoring the mirror doesn't make those things go away. I love that. Because in wellness, just like in life, ignoring what's going on beneath the surface always catches up with us. It's that sort of same type of thing when you procrastinate about doing something because you just don't want to do it. That causes in itself stress. And it's when you finally do that task that you've been avoiding, that thing you've been putting off, that relief suddenly floods into you. So let's try a simple mental practice now to tune into that deeper layer of thought. And this exercise, the second exercise of the day, is called the pattern pause. Now, take a moment, unless, of course, you're driving, just to sit and notice your current inner state. Ask yourself these questions. What am I feeling right now? What triggered that feeling? Is this feeling familiar? Is there a pattern here? Have I been here before? Now, this isn't about judging, it's about recognizing. You might think, wow, I always tense up when I open up my inbox for work, or I tend to get irritated right before meetings or before meeting a particular person. And when you name the pattern, you begin to reclaim your power, because that's when change starts. Change starts with noticing. So focusing now really on that gift, which is the gift of choice. One of the most powerful things Dr. Joe Dispenza, whose work inspired my last solo episode, teaches us is that you can't change what you're unaware of. The unconscious becomes conscious the moment you decide to watch it. Self-awareness gives you the choice, and choice is the birthplace of wellness. Do I keep scrolling on my phone, or do I go for a walk? Do I power through that fatigue, or pause, breathe, and take a break? Do I react, or do I reflect? So let me leave you with this gem, again from Mark Manson. You can't fix a problem if you don't know it exists. And you can't make better choices if you don't know why you're making the bad ones. That's fantastic. Self-awareness isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. So, here's your challenge this week, should you choose to accept. Practice one of today's 2 exercises, either the awareness reset stretch or the pattern pause. Just once a day. That's it. Choose your moment. Schedule it in. And show up with curiosity. That's all for today. Thanks again for joining me here on Busy Pro Fast Wellness. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a colleague, a friend, or a family member. Someone who's always on the go, but deserves a little pause for clarity. Until next time, move well, think clearly, and be kind to yourself. Goodbye for now.